Chapter 7: Using Scorecards and Dashboards to Improve Performance. How do we create a visual workplace? Would you ever drive your car without ever looking at the dashboard? Would you go to a sporting event and only look at the scoreboard when each quarter was over? Of course not. I tell the groups I work with that I would never begin to think about serving as a manager or supervisor if I was not allowed to measure on a daily basis. In spite of what I believe or feel, I consistently come across managers and supervisors that don't monitor their own processes this way. Monthly measures are the main set of indicators referenced, and they're often tracked and summarized by someone else. I'm left wondering how well these folks know the processes and people they are responsible for. How do they know where to focus their performance improvement efforts? It's no wonder that they're stuck in reactive mode and they tend to spend their workdays dealing with the same problems day in and day out. I am firmly convinced that if you don't measure your key processes daily, you cannot improve them. Why am I so convinced of this? Well, the short answer is simple. I've seen the results that can be obtained by doing so. I've seen recurring problems be eliminated and not come back. I know what it's like to see a work team make the shift from a reactive focus to a proactive focus. I've seen the benefits that companies can obtain through the application of sound, fact-based process improvement techniques. It's not just a bunch of theory. By measuring and tracking key waste incidents daily, and then using an effective process to analyze that information, you can identify system changes that will make your current problems go away and not come back. What are your vital signs? A process scorecard shows the vital signs for that process, typically 1-to-2 ratios per key performance area. There are a lot of different measures that can be referenced to give you an idea of how well your body is operating. But which measures are the best indicator of body process effectiveness? Which measures can you look at and right away tell if things are going well or not, such as your heart rate? Every process has vital signs, even if we have yet to define what they are. What are the vital signs for the processes you are responsible for? From a personal health perspective, your vital signs are respiration rate, blood pressure, temperature, and pulse rate. More recently, pain level has been added as a fifth vital sign. If you've made a visit to the doctor lately, even if only for a checkup, it's likely that your vital signs were taken and recorded, just as they had been collected on prior visits. Believe it or not, vital signs were not captured on a consistent basis until the early 1960s. Now in healthcare, it seems as if there are too many measures in use. From a patient perspective, however, it's important to note that the vital signs mentioned on the graphic remain as initial diagnostic indicators of a patient's relative health. Also shown on the visual are two additional examples of what a set of vital signs might look like for a dental office or a food plant. I've learned that key indicators of organizational and team process health can be developed, just as they have been developed for the human body. It's key to note that almost all of these examples are stated in the form of ratios. Ratio use helps us see the relationships between system performance factors. Any process count can be converted into a time-based, cost-based, or percentage of total-based ratio. Ratios also exist that show the correlation between different process variables. Time and money are spent with each process cycle. This enables the creation of time and cost-based ratios. Classifying counts by type enables the creation of percent of total ratios. Percent of total ratios can also be found on Pareto charts to help you identify high leverage improvement areas. What is a balanced scorecard? The term balanced scorecards has been in the business mainstream for over 25 years now, but not necessarily in a frontline, process-focused form. While it is true that the high-performing organizations use balanced scorecards across their organizations, many companies only use them at the top. In other words, they have not defined balanced scorecards for all of their key work processes, and they're not looking at daily performance from a balanced perspective. Balanced scorecards can help you improve performance in several ways. First, they help you make sure that one performance area is not focused on at the expense of others, such as production over quality. Second, they convey a stronger visual message to your people about what is important. Finally, if you convert your scorecard data into charts and graphs, you can gain the benefits of the picture is worth 1,000 words saying. You will get better results. In this example, a balanced set of measures has been defined for the key performance areas that are common to most, if not all, operations groups: safety, quality, cost, and people. Completing a summary scorecard blueprint similar to this one is the first step you should take in beginning to use balanced scorecards in your own company or to improve the key processes you are responsible for. By simply completing this table in a 2-hour leadership team meeting, your team will gain a lot of clarity about what is important, and they'll gain some insight into why you may have not been improving in each of these areas. Most organizations focus on cost or throughput measures at the expense of safety, morale, and quality, whether they will admit it or not. If you don't believe me, ask your people what measures they think management is interested in. What are the first words out of their mouth when you ask such a question?